Alright, welcome back to the channel. This is Aim High, Shoot Low, and I'm Bobby Golf. This channel is based on a couple of things. It's getting back into golf after a spinal fusion surgery for myself. It's what I'm doing, what changes I'm making to my game, and seeing how good I can get. It's also a channel about course management, making good choices, club selection, how to practice, and how to get good at golf, where you're going to find opportunities to lower your score, things of that nature. This is my second range session since deciding to get back into golf. But really it's my first range session, and let me explain a little bit. So I've had to come to grips with the fact that I am no longer a young man, and I can't swing near as hard as I used to be able to swing. I went to Dick's this morning, did a couple of shots on their golf simulator just to kind of get an idea where my swing is. And on my wedges, I'm swinging at about 86 miles, club head speed, 86 miles per hour. And with a 3-wood, I was swinging at about 92 miles per hour club head speed, which is significantly less than when I was in my youth, a young man playing golf, to about a 4 handicap. So I decided to make some changes. I have decided to get rid of my 3 and 4 irons and my 1 iron, add a 5-wood and a 3, 4, and 5 hybrid clubs. In this range session, I'm building toward those clubs. I'm starting with my wedge. And I also want to do this experiment on a budget, spending as little money as I can to get back into golf, because golf can be expensive. So if you look at all my clubs in my bag, I have spent an average of $16 per club. Yeah, you heard that right. I got a Greatest Big Bertha driver for $16. A great Big Bertha 3-wood for $15.99. A Big Bertha 5-wood, which is new to me right now, got it today, for $15.99. I've got an Adams 3 hybrid, $16. I've got I forget the brand of it, but it's the 4 and 5 hybrid, $16 a piece. My irons, I got some copper beryllium irons. I got a set of 3 through wedge, and I'm playing the 6, 7, 8, 9, and wedge irons. And if you do the math, I bought the set for $79. Ends up being $15.80, I think, something like that, per club that I'm using. I got a putter, a Acushnet Bullseye for $10, and that's my clubs. And I got a bag for $20, which actually broke on my way to the range today. The handle broke off, so I got to replace that already, or fix the handle, the shoulder strap I'm talking about. So for less than $250, I've got a set of clubs to start getting back into golf with. So I started with my wedge. I'm basically lining everything to that center hole in the middle of the screen there, just right of the UF golf team practice facility. This is at Mark Bostich Golf Course in Gainesville, Florida. The UF home of the UF Gators golf team. And they have an opposite field. So basically the general public hits balls on this side of the range, and the golf team has access on the back side of the range, hitting back towards us. So most of it is aiming to that green right in the middle, right around where my waist area is there. There's a green. Anyway, so I'm going through my clubs, starting with wedge, moving all the way up to my 3-wood. And then I like to finish out with a few short iron shots, like with a 56-degree wedge, And then I always end the range with a few flop shots. So I'm just kind of getting a feel for the irons because I haven't played it in a while, figuring out where the sweet spot is, kind of getting an idea of yardage, but I'm not set in on yardage just yet. So I'm just kind of reminding myself there that I'm already up to a 7. Started with wedge, 9, 8. This is the 7 iron. Everything's on the same line, so basically emulating my swing, and everything should be along the same flight path. The only difference is the ball should get further and further down the range as I progress up my clubs. Another thing you may notice with my swing is I have a pretty short backswing. That's a direct result of spinal fusion. One of the good things you can do to best keep your back healthy in a sport like golf where there's a lot of twisting and mechanical maneuvering of your back and spine is to reduce your follow through. And I shanked that one there. I'm not gonna hide it. I did feel like I was a tad bit too close, about a half an inch or a quarter inch too close, and as a result I hit the heel. But like all things in life, just move on, get the next shot, forget about that one, and keep going. Anyway, so I'm working on shortening my backswing, kind of like John Rahm, except I don't flatten my hands at the top like he does. I have a pretty strong grip, and I try to keep my palm, the back of my hand, aligned with my arm, or a little bit of like a John Rahm where the wrist is extended versus cupping. When I cup, when I do this short of a swing, I tend to snap hook it. And I love to play a little baby fade on most of my shots. So I'm trying to keep my wrist at the top of my swing in a neutral position. So that's one of the swing thoughts I'm working on, as well as just keeping that backswing nice and short and not casting or pulling the club across my body as I'm going down. So this is the 5 hybrid that I'm hitting here. And again, I'm just kind of getting the feel. I bought these without hitting them, just so I can get an idea if this is what I want to do with my game, if it'll help me keep my 5 and 4 iron able to get it in flight a little bit better. I can hit my 5 and 4 iron and 3 iron, but it just causes too much stress on my back. I'm having to really push it, and I'm trying to alleviate pushing my back as much as I can. And that's what's going on here. And if I'm hitting the ball good, I usually don't take too much time with the club. I'll progress to the next club. If I feel like I'm hitting the shots well, this would be the 4 iron hybrid. I think it's Adams Golf. The 4 and the 5 hybrids are Adams. And the 3 hybrid is a Tommy Armour Silver Scott, I think. The ultimate goal is to just see if I can get this set to work for me, how it works with my game, how I shoot, how my course management goes with it, before I decide to buy a nice set of clubs. I'm just making sure this is going to work for me. And after my session today, I can tell you that I really liked it. I am kind of rushing this range session because you can see the clouds, and you can probably hear the thunder in the background of the video. There's a storm headed my way right now, and I'm trying to get through it. And it actually starts raining after I finish. Before I get to my car, it started pouring absolutely cats and dogs. So I succeeded in kind of rushing through it. Normally I take about twice as long between shots, but I knew the rain was coming, saw it on the radar, figured I was already at the golf course. I'll just try to blast through some balls in 20 minutes before the rain got there, and I did. See the wind's picking up a little bit. You can see it blowing my shirt around and my shorts. Dead into the wind, so I was also kind of checking the flight of the ball, make sure I could still pierce and penetrate the wind. I was able to hit the ball down, and I felt like I was able to. It wasn't getting too spinny with the hybrids. They seem to be working okay. Again, just a smooth follow, a smooth backswing, and just keep accelerating. And it must have come off on that ball because I gave up on it pretty quick, and it usually means my miss is usually a little push to the right. Like I said, I usually try to play like a baby fade or a nice controlled butter fade. I'm not trying to do that here at all with these hybrids or the irons. I'm not trying to play any kind of fade on these shots. I was just feeling for the sweet spot and a good swing tempo and making sure I was making solid contact. Most of these balls today were pretty straight. A couple of little draws, pull draws on a missed shot, and a couple push blocks basically. So a little bit of issues with timing at the bottom, which that'll get corrected with more and more rain sessions. I am planning to go visit my parents in Fort Walton Beach in the next couple of weeks, and I'll probably post a couple of videos with me and my dad playing golf, so I'll be able to get some actual scores to report. But my dad came and visited me a couple weeks ago, and he's 72, and we went out and played 18 holes at a local municipal course my dad's never seen before. He's a really good golfer. He shot a 74. And me, the first time swinging a club in about 6 years since my back surgery, shot an 87. So I was happy with it, but nowhere near where I used to be. So I know there's a lot of room for improvement, and I'm hoping I'll improve pretty quick. I'm just making some changes with my equipment to suit my physical ability currently and going future. Because I'm 48 years old, 2 back surgeries with a spinal fusion. My mobility is definitely limited from what it used to be. As you can tell, I'm a little bit overweight, out of shape, and I'm working on that as well. Because that's also a good thing you can do to keep your golf game good. Because the more fit you are, the better you're able to perform for a longer duration. So as you get to the back nine, you have more energy, and you're more able to physically swing the club at a good level. And you're just mentally more aware, so you're going to play better at the end of the game the more physically fit you are. So I'm working on that as well. You can see the wind's already picked up quite a bit. It's kind of whipping around now. And I'm really kind of trying to race through and get through all the shots I want to get through to see how these clubs are working out for me. I think that was the 5 wood, the Callaway. Yeah, this is the 3 wood. This is the Great Big Bertha 3 wood. If I remember, I only do 2 swings with this club. No, just 1. Must have hit it good. And then I'm going to drop down to my 56 Cleveland sand wedge. And I'm going to hit a few shots to that flag just to the left of my back there. About 60-yard shots, but I'm not really trying to hit the flag. I was just going to get a gauge. And what I'm really trying to focus on here is to feel my hip turn, and like I'm holding off my hands. I'm really trying to focus on the turn of this club. And then I shank another one. Kind of a blade shank. But focus on the turn and hold the club open as I finish my follow through. Next time I'll adjust my phone in the upright position so you can see my club position at the end. But it's a body turn and kind of holding the follow through a little bit. Making sure that I keep my wrists open, my wrists back throughout the whole swing. And here I kind of end with some flops to the end of the hill, the end of the range. There's a little drop off there at about 20 yards in front of me, so I'm flopping right off the edge of the lip. And then I'll usually do a little 5 or 10 yard flop, just a little guy. I think I do it here. It's either here or the next one. There it is. Just a little guy. And then some bigger flops again. And that concludes basically my range session. I'll do a couple shots there. Oh yeah, I did notice someone left 5 or 6 balls further down the range, and I was trying to get cute on that and sculled it again. So then I walk over to grab those 6 balls, 6 or 7, I don't remember. And then if I do that, I will kind of simulate some knockdown 7-irons, like I'm punching under the trees, doing some rescue shot attempts. And I'll usually try to hook them or fade or slice them. But in this case, I'm just punching them straight down the middle of the range. And the way I do it is I'll play it inside of my back foot with the club severely closed. And I will really drive into the ball and just kind of hold my follow through and just practice punch shots. Low knockdown punch shots is what I'm doing. It's my go-to recovery. If I'm in the woods and trying to knock it on the fairway for a decent shot to the green, where I got to get it close, up and down, say par, this is how I do it. So don't forget during your range sessions to practice recovery shots as well as just shots. You don't want to get stuck in just doing full swings, and then you get out to a course and you're in a position where you need to do a swing that you haven't practiced. You want to try to practice what you think you might get into on the course. So this is me doing a few knockdown 7-irons through the wind, between trees. I'm envisioning. And yeah, that concludes my range session. Hope you liked it, learned a little bit about me, a bit about the channel. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to aim high and shoot low.